So, you recognize that you're a bitch. I was the same way. When I was younger, and up until very recently, I was a bitch. When it came to certain things, I was a bitch. I did not want to do it. It made me stressed. It made me anxious. I was just in general scared. So, this is a video to kind of help push the fuck it, we ball mentality. That's really what it boils down to. That's the best way I can describe it. The fuck it, we ball mentality is whatever comes your way. If it's scary, if it's anxiety inducing, if it's anything, you just look in the mirror, you say, fuck it, we ball, and you're good. This is going to be a bit of a weird video because that it just sounds kind of stupid, but it really is true. I really do think the it is what it is and the fuck it, we ball statement has helped me drastically kind of getting more accustomed to dealing with stressful situations. Like when it comes to group projects and stuff like that, or presentations in classes or stuff like that, stuff that I don't really want to do. Like I still get that bad anxiety in my stomach and in my chest when it comes to those kind of activities and stuff like that, because I just get stressed out. Like I feel like I don't even know why. I can't really write down exactly what about it makes me so stressed, but it just does. And you get conflicting arguments. You have people who say the only reason you're stressed is because you want to do good, which is a positive thing. Then you have people who say you're stressed out because you don't feel prepared enough and you know you're going to mess up. And you have those two different mentalities. I personally believe that it kind of fits somewhere in the middle, because I do recognize that I feel more stressed when I haven't practiced stuff that I'm going to present or whatnot, which I think is everybody. But I also do recognize that a lot of the times I want to just look presentable and I want to be able to exude this level of confidence that I don't usually do when it comes to these kind of presentations, which is something that I'm trying to work on with my videos and stuff like that, is getting more speaking and getting used to more or less talking to people. I've definitely wanted to make it a point to just talk to 3 strangers a day, just to kind of get used to breaking down that social barrier and that mindset where it's oh my God, I say something wrong, it's going to be horrible. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people have that. I'm really sick and tired of having anxiety when it comes to stuff like that, because it really doesn't matter. A lot of the times I've realized that being anxious and being stressed out over things like this that really aren't such a big deal does nothing but make your life harder and worse. Right now, people can look in my car right now and I'm sitting here with a fucking face mask, sunglasses on, and I'm talking to my fucking camera. So I cussed a lot during that. So I'm really just trying to break out of the stressed out mold and the I can't possibly mess up, because that's the other thing too, is me and you and whoever is watching this, you have to get out of the mentality of you're going to fail or that failure is a negative. I know everybody always says failure is a lesson and you learn from failure, but it's also something that holds you back a lot, because you sit and you ponder so much about this failure and you don't want that to happen, but you spend so much time scared about it that it makes you fail, because you're not focused on what you properly need to be focused on. So I've been really trying to work on just building more, I guess you could say, confidence. I feel like I'm very good at talking to people. I have good social one-on-one skills. I feel like I'm able to relate to people very well. But when it comes to the presentations and the group projects and stuff like that, I get a little anxious and a little in my head, mainly because of the fact that I have a hard time holding my composure. I know it sounds stupid, but I realize that I struggle the most with just keeping a straight face and taking things seriously. I realized that a lot of the times the reason why I get so anxious is because I start smiling or I see something that really isn't that funny, and it just starts making me either laugh or smile, and that fucks it up. Because then I'm fighting myself not to be in a joking manner, because it's a presentation. I'm supposed to be serious. This is a bigger deal. and then I treat it like it's kind of a joke, and then that really goes back to messing me up. So I've been really focused on trying to like narrow it down. Like, okay, just lock in. Like, it really is just lock in, fuck it, we ball, it is what it is. That's really what it boils down to. A lot of the stress that I have, I feel like doesn't even really matter all that much. Like, when it comes to my presentation is going to take, what, 5 minutes? At the end of that 5 minutes, everybody moves on with their life. It doesn't matter. So it really is just one of those things where you just have to kind of get over it. Like, that's really the best way I could describe it. Like, a lot of the times I've seen people and I've talked to people who are stressed out about certain things, and to them it's a really big deal. And I know, like, a lot of the times those things that are so small and stupid seem like such a big deal to you because you're the one going through it. But to other people, it's going to seem really dumb. And I realize that because of the fact that it looks so dumb, you just have to realize, okay, other people realize that it's so dumb. I need to get that too. Like, my presentation, if I tell somebody else I'm stressed about my presentation, I have to talk up in front of people. These other people are just going to say, okay, well, I mean, yeah, I recognize that that's kind of a hard thing, but it's a school presentation. It does not matter. And it's more or less just trying to narrow in that mindset of nobody's going to remember this. Nobody really cares about this. Are people going to remember this a week from now? No. Another big thing is nobody remembers social encounters that they have with people. Like, yeah, maybe I have a memory of, like, watching this guy trip. I cannot tell you who it was. I cannot tell you where it was. I cannot tell you what he was wearing. I just remember some guy tripped where I was at. And that's not something that you need to stress about, because, like, if you're really worried about your image this much, you have to recognize that nobody's perfect and your image is always going to be spread across different people. Your image is never the same. Your image of yourself is completely different to every single person you meet. There's not a single person on this planet that has the same image of yourself as you do. And that's just how it is. Because they're not going to have every single experience you have. They're not going to have every single emotion that you felt. They're not going to have every single piece of knowledge that you've gained about yourself, about anything. You are always going to be a completely different person to everybody you meet. So the best advice I can give you is, every time you meet somebody new, just try to better yourself every time. Like, I know that sounds really stupid, but it really is true. Like, say the first time you meet someone, you talk for a little bit, you make a joke and nobody really laughs and it kind of is whatever. Okay, move on. The next time, either try a better joke, don't joke this time, and just keep making little steps to the point where you seem more well-rounded, you seem more confident, you seem more like talkative, like anything, literally just any little thing. Just talk to one person, try talking in a deeper voice this time, try talking in a higher pitched voice this time. It doesn't matter, because these people, most of the time, you're never going to see again. Elevator talk is elevator talk. You're not going to see these people again. So use these moments as opportunities to really try out different things, different personalities. If you want to really see if you are, like, if you're more of a comical person, then maybe try that out on a couple of people. If you feel like you're more of a serious person, try that out on different people. If you're more of a serious person, you can try that out on different people. Like, you can really just use these moments to really mess around and see what feels the best for you. Because at the end of the day, people always say to be yourself, but that doesn't always work if in all reality, you're just not an interesting person. You have to be an interesting person for everybody you meet, especially if you're trying to get into business, especially if you're trying to get into sales, especially if you're trying to get into social media. You have to be interesting. You can make yourself interesting by doing stuff that other people don't do, but you can't just be yourself if being yourself is not interesting. You have to have something about yourself that is interesting. You have to convey this feeling of confidence, this feeling of whatever it is that you feel you need to push onto people is what you have to do. Because the only way that you're going to be able to come off and be impressionable on people and have long-lasting, people are going to have long-lasting memories of you is if you're memorable and they recognize you or they remember something about you, whether that's something small, whether that's something big. It goes back into the story about the salesmen who are coming into the office and 8 of the 9 salesmen came in black outfits and sold whatever they wanted to sell and tried to sell whatever they wanted to sell. And the 9th salesman is the guy that walked in with a pink suit. The boss isn't going to remember anything that the guy was saying, but you know what he is going to remember? He's going to remember the pink suit. He's going to remember the confidence. He's going to remember the difference, the deviation from the ordinary. Like you're gonna remember that. People are gonna remember that. So when you come into conversations and when you come into situations that you are just really stressed about, or you're not sure are gonna go your way or anything like that, just work on trying to make changes that will make more of a positive impact on the people you're talking to. Like you can even make it a game to where you try and talk to 3 different people a day. Talk to 3 of them as completely different personalities. You can pretend the first time you're from California, so you talk like a surfer bro. You can pretend like you're from New York, so you talk in a thicker Bronx accent. And you can talk like you're from down south. Like you can do different things and different expressions and kind of really just mess around, because at the end of the day, this stuff doesn't matter. You're not gonna remember this kind of stuff. Maybe you say something cringe and it's gonna haunt you, but that's gonna haunt you. Half the time when it comes to these awkward situations, people don't remember any of it. So why are you gonna stress yourself out so much to the point that you won't be able to handle it? Like right now, there's a person getting in the car in front of me and I have no idea if they can see me right now. Is that embarrassing to me? Probably. What are they thinking? It's just some guy sitting in a car. That's a little weird. And then they're gonna drive away, and then they're gonna go about their day. They're gonna go home. They're gonna realize they finished their classes. They're gonna do homework. They're gonna go shower. They're gonna eat. They're gonna go to sleep. $5 tomorrow. So $5 says tomorrow they will not remember anything about what happened. They do not remember seeing me. They don't even remember what the mask looks like. They don't even remember what the car I'm sitting in looks like. Because this stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So this is just a good way for you to realize that whatever you want your life to be is whatever you can make it. Is whatever you want to make it. If you want to make it so you spend a lot of time focusing on all of your little imperfections, on every little issue, every little thing like that, you can do that. But if you really want to be able to create more of like a positive vibe to yourself, more of a creative, more of a confidence vibe to yourself, you really just have to get through the hard trial and error phase of just pushing through the stress and breaking down those mental barriers that you have that are going against you trying to do anything. If you're able to push through and say, you know what, I don't care what people think, I don't care what people have to say, I don't care what memories people have of me, if they're awkward or if they're embarrassing or anything like that, then all you have to do is just exude that level of confidence, and I guarantee you people aren't going to have any remembrance of it. Somebody's walking right by me. Whoa. But yeah, that's essentially really the gist of it. My best advice, again, is always going to be just get over it, push through it, really just say it does not matter. Don't let it stress you out to the point where you can't achieve what you want to achieve just because you're worried about what other people want or what other people think. And I don't know what time it is. What time is it? Hold on. Because I got to get to my class. My class is going to start soon. I've been talking for a while. Oh, I got to go. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. If any of this helps you at all, if you have any suggestions, please leave it down in the comments. Got my little Casio right here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope some of this was a little bit helpful. And I hope that you guys get what you want in life. That's the biggest thing here, is I want you to realize that you can do whatever you want to do in life. And maybe I'm not even speaking to you. Maybe I'm speaking to myself, and I use these videos as a way to boost my own morale. But if it helps you, it helps you. And that's my biggest thing. If you can just get through it, buckle down, and just do what you want to do and achieve what you want to achieve, that's all that I can ask. So I hope you guys have a great one. I got to get going to my class. I'm going to be late, so I'll see you. Yo.